and gentlemen, welcome to Bring Your Streamer to Work Day, a brand new segment that we just started that was a rousing success, where we interview chatters about their interesting, fun, or otherwise quirky jobs. The Discord has filled camp counselor, Chick-fil-A, city utility, cybersecurity, ethical hacker. I guess I can start with that one. Ethical hacker. Let's see what that's about. Schnacks, welcome to the stream. You are an ethical hacker.
Yes.
Is that correct? What does that mean?
So basically, I get paid to try to break into companies' networks.
Okay.
Kind of the professional name for it is penetration testing. But that's, yeah, a lot of euphemisms from that.
Someone said, no, it's not. I think they don't like your rebranding of penetration testing. Okay, let me see if I can explain this back to you. So a company, let's say Visa or whatever, might hire you to see if there's holes in their cybersecurity.
Yeah, essentially.
How did you get into this?
Well, it's been a long road. Kind of started in computer science.
Were you ever an unethical hacker? That's my real question.
No, I was not. I mean, maybe I think in high school, I got banned from the computer labs for doing some not so ethical stuff.
Everyone's capping. That's okay. There's no officers here on stream. I want you to know that. All right. You
I played the fifth.
You figure out that you have this skill, and you're into it. I know there's a lot of cybersecurity roles within companies. Companies are hiring for it like crazy. There's been a ton of data breaches. Everyone wants to hire cybersecurity. Who is hiring you for this type of, white hat hacker role? And I would love to understand that more.
Other companies will, hire consultants for a ton of different IT stuff. It's called offensive security is the kind of the field. So customers.
They buy a large package of services, and one of them is that you will try to hack their shit.
Yes. Yep, that's right.
You don't have to tell us the company unless it's patched, I guess. What's the biggest exploit you found in your job so far?
Well, mostly it's I think the real one is people just using really bad passwords all the time. Even massive companies, people have some of the most common ones are like summer 2022. Right. Yeah, I mean, as far as like big exploits, probably the more interesting stuff that we do is social engineering, and we do like physical pen testing as well. Physically breaking into a place, picking locks, tricking people, all that stuff.
Wait, so if Walmart has you check their cybersecurity, you're just going around the back and crowbarring in? You're telling me you've broken into a company and they didn't know it was coming. Wait, I don't understand how you don't get arrested. I don't understand how you can't. Right, but there's a security guard on duty who doesn't know that the executives purchased this test, and then there's a standoff with you.
We carry, it's called the get out of jail free card, and it's basically like the scope of work and a contact sheet for who purchased the.
So you're saying if I want to rob a CVS or something, I should just print out a fake fucking scope of work card, and then if they catch me, I'll be like, no, I'm a white hat hacker.
Yeah, I mean, that's a legitimate a tactic. We actually sometimes will do a fake get out of jail free card to test that control as well. You're kind of on the right track.
The security guard does not get paid enough for you to break in, get caught, pull out a fake get out of jail free card, then say, haha, I was only kidding. Here's my real get out of jail free card, bro.
Yeah, we're also wearing the company t-shirt, and we have a badge that we've photoshopped.
He's got an Apple Store t-shirt. He could definitely steal these iPhones. That's crazy. That's an interesting job. I'll be honest with you. That is a very interesting job. So I'm taking by your tone and your eagerness to tell me about it that you generally like your job. Am I correct?
Yes. Yeah, this is my dream job for sure.
Are there things about it that you don't like?
Essentially, the product is a report that you write for the customer, which details all of their security vulnerabilities that you found, and maybe like recommendations and suggestions for fixing them.
If I understand correctly, you like the part where you break into places and hack, and you don't like the part where you help the companies.
Correct. Yeah. In a nutshell, that's basically how I feel about it.
Very funny.
We're actually starting to use AI and stuff to help with report writing too, to kind of automate that process. So it's getting easier.
This guy just wants to break into fucking Walmart and send him a ChatGPT report on get more security. Bro, well, your job sounds very interesting. Is there anything else you want to tell me or the chat about this line of work?
Yeah, I guess I would say for people who want to get into it, really the best thing to do is to kind of actually start working on more kind of practical training. I went to school for cybersecurity, and it definitely did not prepare me for this career. I had to do a lot of work outside of school to kind of build up my technical skills for getting into ethical hacking. So make sure that you're supplementing your education with training, which there's tons of stuff out there.
All right, brother. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank
Appreciate
you.
your time. Have a good one. So that was obviously a euphemism for like stealing your free time, right? I didn't want to cut him off, but he was being so vague. Very, very interesting. Let's get someone else in here. Our next caller is a concert/event promoter. That sounds pretty interesting. Caller, what's your job like?
Yeah, I used to have to do a bunch of work, but now everyone just uses SeatGeek, and they just really made everything a whole lot easier.
Oh, what a coincidence. That's today's sponsor. Thank you so much, SeatGeek. I'll keep it really simple and respect your time. Okay? If you are looking for event tickets, SeatGeek is the best place for it. They have 28 million downloads. They're the #1 rated ticketing app. And most importantly, they were kind enough to reach out and want to support my content. So if you're planning to go to an event, a sporting event, a concert, a festival, a comedy show, or maybe my stadium-sized performance of the chicken dance, consider downloading the app. Use the link in the description below and use code Atrioc and you can get $20 off your ticket. I used SeatGeek myself for me and my friends to get to the Muse concert earlier this year, and I had a great time. They have a lot of key features, like it ranks every ticket from 1 to 10, green dot to red dot, so you can see which ones are the best. If for whatever reason you can't go to the event, you can refund it for full 100% credit on the website or the app up to 72 hours before, which is extremely convenient. And generally, they have the best selection. It's not rocket science here. You're probably going to want to go to an event. SeatGeek's one of the best places for it. If you use it, it helps me out, and you'll probably find the best price on the best tickets. So give SeatGeek a shot. Check them out. Use that link. And thanks. Thanks for supporting the content. All right, back to the interviews. Deputy County Clerk. I don't know what that means, but I'm going to bring her up anyway.
Hello.
Hello. Can you tell me what a Deputy County Clerk is?
So I am a deputy clerk for my county.
Okay.
I'm not like the county clerk, but I work in the office with the clerk, who's an elected official.
So the clerk is elected official. So in your county, they elect a clerk. What does the clerk do?
The clerk, he helps with elections. What does the clerk do?
You're the deputy clerk.
So, what we mainly do in our office, because we all sort of do the same thing. We do deeds and mortgages, marriage licenses, like with election stuff. Okay, I'll be completely transparent with you, sir.
Yes, please do.
I've only been in my job for 4 months. I'm very new. But it's a good job. It's a very great job.
Because it sounds to me like right now you're Googling what a deputy county clerk does.
No, I swear to God. I swear to God, I'm not.
Okay, well, here's my first question. If you don't know what the clerk does, is that because you guys, the deputies, are doing all of the work? Like, is the clerk actually doing anything, or are you doing all the work?
He does stuff, but he just sits in his office most of the time, and he leaves at like 3 o'clock every day.
And your coworkers and boss your boss seems like he's a little bit lazy or whatever, but it's fine. It's fine.
He's not lazy. He's just, his term's almost up next year, actually. And when his term's up, he's going to be done. So I think he's just old and tired.
If he gets replaced, like if he gets voted out, does the new clerk bring in their own people? Like, is there a chance you lose your job, or is everything stay the same?
Everything will stay the same. I think there's a lady in our office. She's been there for about 25 years now. And she'll probably be the next clerk after our current, retires. Biggest and nicest change that she's kind of like confirmed so far is that we get to wear jeans every day. We only wear jeans on Fridays. Kind of
It's changing. Let's go. So one more question. Listen, there's like a stereotype of government jobs like this one, where it's like the benefits are that nobody works that hard. It's pretty relaxed. You get a good work-life balance, and it's decent pay, and you get also benefits and stuff. Is that,
yes.
That's your experience with this type of job?
Yeah. I think the only time I would have to work overtime is when it becomes election time, because they say that gets a little crazy, but I'm not experienced that yet because I'm still so new.
How much will Joe Biden pay you to rig the election? How much is that? Is it like a direct check, or is it?
He actually came in the office the other day and told us, if he doesn't win the next one, it's our heads.
JC Cat, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate you telling us about your job, and good luck with the rest of the year. Thanks to her. That was funny. She's funny. And also, that confirms what I've heard of government jobs. Some people have just realized that the rat race sucks, and it's like people don't want to have to switch jobs every 2 years. Sometimes maybe they'll take a little bit of a less pay and just have time with their kids. I don't know, like it makes a lot of sense. I don't knock it at all. How about bouncer? That's interesting. Hello. What is your username? What should I call you?
Eyes downfield. You can just call me Eyes or something like that.
Eyes?
Yeah.
All right, Eyes, what's up? Good to meet you. So tell me about being a bouncer.
It's fucking awesome. It's fucking insane.
That is not what I expected you to say. Continue. What's awesome about being a bouncer?
It's the chillest job I've ever had. Least restrictions. I get to bring food and eat it on the job. The pay is awesome.
Okay.
Really, really good. If you think about like pay for work output, like effort, best job I've ever had. And you just get to people watch. Like, you ever been to a club or a bar?
Oh, yeah.
Like, you're usually drunk, but you're just sober and you're watching everybody else. Like, it sounds like it would be boring.
It sounds creepy. If you're a bouncer, it's fine. But for anyone else, if you show up sober to a club and watch everybody, a couple questions. I'm going off the stereotype here. Are you kind of built?
I am 6'2",
okay,
270 pounds.
So you're small compared to me.
Not quite as big as you, okay, but I'm trying to get there. You know, you're really inspiring me.
Thank you. The whole point of a bouncer is that when things go wrong, you have to step up. Tell me about the bad times. Tell me what's it like when someone's being too drunk or belligerent.
Pretty good one. Yeah. Last Saturday was my last shift. There was a very big Indian guy. I'd say he's about 6'6".
Okay.
And fucking jacked. He was grabbing girls on the dance floor. Not nice. Yeah. One of the other bouncers, Drago, pretty cool dude.
He's a bouncer named Drago?
He's a Russian bouncer named like Drago Mikhailovich.
Is this real? Are you telling the truth right now?
Yes.
He's a Russian bouncer named Drago. He's a walking stereotype? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Does he wear a fucking tracksuit and a gold chain or something?
You're not too far off. He wears kind of like a track leather jacket. Most of us just stand still and watch the dance floor. He kind of walks through it.
He paces a little bit.
Drago tells him to go dance on the other side of the room. He hasn't kicked him out yet because it's kind of weird. It's really hard to tell if someone is actually groping people. Okay. Because everybody's in a big crush on the dance floor. So you kind of give him like one shot.
It's like a strike system.
He starts telling Drago to fuck off, cussing him out, all this shit. But Drago says, okay, you can get the fuck out. Points to the door. Okay. Indian guy turns to leave. Drago puts his hand on his shoulder, trying to usher him out the door. Indian guy, boom, swings on Drago, fucking instantaneously.
Okay, wow.
Misses Drago. Drago ducks it. I don't know how. Fucking Russian reflexes. And they kind of start grappling, and they go careening in front of me into a table. I'm in the middle, kind of watching the bar in the table area. Drago's taller than me, but he's not as tall as this big Indian guy, just duking it out.
Okay, wait, can we pause for a second? I just want to make sure this is real, and you are not telling me like a scene from Roadhouse.
Bet you $200 that I am telling you the truth.
All right, so the guy goes careening, which is insane. Yeah. Also, Drago sounds like a badass based on everything you've said so far.
Yes, I mean after that, it's pretty simple, right? I get off my box, I go run up to the guy, other guy Mike grabs him, and you just walk him out. I mean, it's a cool story. The fights aren't that big of an issue. It's kind of difficult for one person to put up much of a fight against 3 or 4 people.
Well, you know what's interesting is clubs are always trying to cut costs to improve their margin. How do they afford to have 4 bouncers roaming every night when there's not
tips?
Tip
your bouncers. I make tips. I make minimum wage plus tips.
What do you? Yeah. I've never heard of someone tipping a bouncer in their life. Who tips a bouncer?
Surprised. Well, I don't think I'm that bad looking, but you'd be surprised. Bartenders make tips, right? Tips get pooled. 20% of the tip pool is split amongst the bouncers.
Okay, I see. So you're part of a larger tip pool.
For example, night before that, Friday night, I made $74.25 bonus from tip.
I see.
For 5 hours of work.
So do you have to work the line occasionally? Like, does that rotate?
I have worked the line and checked IDs.
Okay.
Generally, it's the more experienced guys doing that because they're also the ones who are better at getting bribes.
I see.
Yeah.
How are you better or worse at it? Doesn't the person just...
Minimum is $20, right?
Yeah.
We have to split half the bribes with the owner.
You have to split the bribes with the owner?
Which is pretty good. So it's a minimum $20 bribe per person. But then, I mean, I'd assume he was able to upsell a couple of people. You know what I mean?
Oh, so, okay, the skill is like convincing them and it costs more than it does?
Yes. He's just like you, right?
You know, it's funny. Okay, because I have a feeling, I mean, I know that Vegas, the bribes are going to be bigger, but I have a feeling that Ludwig got ripped the off. I think he paid like $850 for a fucking... And you're talking about $850 American for us to skip the line. And I was thinking, this is fucking crazy. Like, this cannot be...
Yeah, certainly. It's like a fucking used car salon. They'll try and get you however much you'll pay. There are some rich-ass college kids paying.
Oh, for sure.
All right.
Is there anything else? Is there... What else about being a bouncer would you want the chat to know about?
Drunk girls will just come up to you and talk to you and kind of hit on you just because you're a bouncer and because you're there and you're standing there. Only approach bouncers, I assume, because employee more...
Yeah, I assume there's a safety
to a higher degree
implication because you're a part of the security system. Yeah.
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 I do like women, but sometimes they get too physical. It's just, especially this one guy, Austin. He's fucking hot, dude. He's like 6'4", but he gets groped all the time.
He gets
by
groped,
girls.
and he's a bouncer.
By patrons. Yes, it would be a lot more enjoyable if I was, out drinking, getting groped by.
Yeah, you're doing your job, and you're sitting there. Yeah, 100%.
It's 2 a.m. and I'm on my second monster.
Are you attending university right now? You're a university student?
Yeah, I'm in college right now.
Okay, so how do you manage the fact that you're consistently out till 3 a.m. with classes?
Well, like I said, I only work Fridays and Saturdays.
Okay.
Work Friday night, sleep in Saturday, work Saturday night, sleep in Sunday. That's pretty much it.
That's not too bad. Do you get paid enough for 2 days a week to make that viable? Like, do you have other job? Like, how does this work?
Yeah, I'd say I get paid enough to make it viable.
Damn.
I mean, that's even with having to drive 30 minutes there. Covers most of my expenses. It's a fucking awesome job.
Here's my question, though. I would say that the limiting factor for most people in chat becoming a bouncer is not their will. It is the fact that they are not 6'4" and built. Like, have you seen people try to become bouncers and then get rejected because they're not intimidating enough?
About one or two guys a night are like, drunk guys are like, yo, how do I get a job here?
Okay.
I want to be a bouncer. And I kind of look at them and they're not the most convincing.
If I show up, if I roll up, dude, all right, and I got my flannel on, you're telling me you're not putting me into this fucking job? Are you not?
Well, I mean, you're 6'6", so you automatically get
okay, good. Okay, cool. All right, VIPM, Eddie, let's move on.
All right, see ya.
See ya. Sorry. This person's name is TikToker's Bitch. Okay, I have to know. But if it's weird, I will instantly ban. I have to know. TikToker's Bitch.
Hello.
Hello. What can I call you other than TikToker's Bitch?
My name in chat is Treble.
I'll call you Treble. That's fine. Treble, welcome to the stream. Tell me about your job and explain why you called it TikToker's Bitch.
No. I summed it up pretty well. I work for a TikToker that does on the street style videos.
Interesting.
His name is Y Iden.
Y Iden.
About outing it.
Okay.
Because he doesn't check his email enough to actually.
No, I can tell you're not lying because I can hear in your voice. That is what anyone who's ever when Pay worked for me, same tone.
I was good friends with him before this all started. Yeah, no, he went to school with me, and I would go film with him sometimes because he needed someone to make sure his iPhone didn't get knocked over in the mud. And I just would hit. Actually, this is the stupidest job I've ever had because I went up there just to film for him. I was doing it for free at that point because I just wanted to hang out with my friend, and I thought it was cool, and there was clout. And so I would go there and I'd help him film. And so my job was to start and stop the video on his iPhone. That's my only job. Make sure the battery isn't dead. I have more responsibilities now, but this is how it started.
Okay.
It was just so stupid. You know what makes it worse, Atrioc? You know what makes it worse is that I didn't even press start or end the video because he was doing it from his Apple Watch. I just had the most useless job in the world. I just stood there and watched him watch the fucking recording phone. And at one point, I had to take my jacket off and hang it over the phone and hold it because it was raining. It's just the most degrading. I felt like I had a big grape leaf and I was just fanning some guy. It was just ridiculous.
The big question is, if you have a friend who blows up content-wise, and then your job becomes helping them with their content, so you're kind of employed by your friend, there's impacts on the friendship and the relationship. Have you had those?
Let's just say that if I wasn't working for him and thus holding back things he needs from me, I'm not sure that he would ever call me just because he's so busy. Every waking moment, this man has a laptop in front of him editing. He has no editors right now, and he's putting out a video a day. And so I just do everything that he doesn't have time to.
No, that makes it's a good system, and I think that works for a lot of people. Usually, the person they hire isn't someone they were friends with before because it can create problems because they're content brained. And so anything that's not about the next video can often be very annoying to get them to do. And so having to deal with that over and over can strain relationships. It sounds like that's something that's...
No, we're not. I'm not... The only way that I think our relationship would become strained is just if we literally don't talk. Because every conversation I have with him, I appreciate his company. And he'll call me every once in a while and we'll talk. And whenever we do a business call, we talk. But he's not in college anymore. He's on the road doing videos. So it's not I expected to talk to him every day. Well, let me clarify. Okay. He's a really good guy. He's a great person. embarrassing.
I just don't want this to be a public therapy session where I think you guys need to talk. Are you getting some sort of cut of these sponsored deals?
Yeah, I'm getting paid well enough, I think.
I think it's possible, and I'm not speaking for this guy, that you might be getting underpaid. If you're getting just a flat rate, usually for sponsor work, if you're writing the ads, there should be a percentage. Anyway, I don't want to get involved. I'm not trying to, you guys have a thing going,
Interesting.
Okay?
Wait, no, say more.
We only talked about the bad parts. I want to know, what is the fun part? What is the interest? I mean, it's got to be...
I'm never bored. Also just interesting, like he'll call me and he'll be like, hey, I need you to find like 100 glass bottles. Like, I don't know. It's just ridiculous. And it's a lot of fun. And I get to read all of his emails and see the amount of money that's passing hands.
Yeah.
Because he's making bank because he has no ethics in terms of like sponsors.
Well,
which is totally cool.
I think it's actually fine depending on the sponsor because the lifespan. Nobody knows the lifespan of a TikToker. Nobody. I mean, not lifespan like he's gonna die, but like nobody knows how long your videos hit or whatever. The algorithm can change, and
they're
so
not even bad.
No, I doubt
like,
they
they're
are.
not bad. They're just some of them are just like I don't want this mattress. I smelled it.
Because you were in college before this. Did you have a normal job before this?
Like in high school is really when I did a lot of like normal work. I'm comp sci, which I would appreciate if you stop shitting on because this is my safe option.
Is your current plan to do this while it's fun and then go into comp sci like as a professional, or where's your head at for that?
I think it would be super cool to make content like him, not necessarily on the street videos, and I actually have like an idea that I'm working on that is I'm making a bunch of poop songs like based off of your video. And I was going to make a response video and send it to you. And so I was going to see how much money you make from putting that on Amazon Music.
All right, that's kind of hype. I'm down to check it out.
That would be cool. Otherwise, I'm a trained opera singer.
You have a lot of crazy talents, my friend.
No, so I'm a triple major: computer science, vocal performance, and music composition.
That is the strangest Venn diagram that I've seen. I don't know anyone else that is.
I don't intend to do any crossover.
I appreciate you walking us through it. Is there anything else you want to say, Chad, about this job? This unique. Actually, I think it's pretty unique because I think the industry around content creators is a growing field. Like a lot of people are doing what you're doing now.
I agree.
People don't talk about it enough. It's interesting and it can be fun. I don't know. Is there anything else you want to say about it? That you want Chad to know about if they're thought about getting into it? Yeah.
Don't underestimate how much these people are getting paid. They're getting a lot of money.
No, I'm sorry. I have to kick him out of the call. He's dead wrong. We don't get paid any money. Disconnect. We don't get paid. It's a thankless job, and they don't pay you. It's slave wages. Listen, I'm not middle-sized streamer. I'll just tell you honestly, this job makes more than I thought I was pretty high up at NVIDIA doing like getting paid in stock at a company that had the highest stock growth, and I get paid more than I did at NVIDIA, which is like, that's ridiculous. That doesn't make any sense. Not really. It's like not much more. Like it's a slight trade up, but it's more, which is crazy. It's crazy. It doesn't, I don't know. It blows my mind. Theater manager, a teacher, middle school teacher. Wait, that could be interesting. I would love to hear about kids these days. What should I call you?
My God-given name, Raven.
Raiden?
Raven.
Raven? Like the bird? That's badass. Science teacher for a middle school named Raven. Mr. Raven, they call you, I assume. Or no, actually, probably your last name.
Yeah, no, they go first name basis with me.
So tell me about being a middle school teacher in 2023. What is good about it and what's bad about it?
But I started last year. So right as ChatGPT hit in September, I watched as many students became masters of essay writing overnight, which is fantastic for me.
Maybe they just got smarter. Okay, you don't know. Okay.
But I've had a student who cheated on the very first test of the first day of class, my first year as a teacher, and I pulled him after class and I was like, so what's going on here? Why does this look so suspicious? And he fessed up immediately, which I was almost disappointed by. I put up no fight to it.
You were ready to beat it out of him and he just... Well, it's day one. It's class one. What is this fucking syllabus test that he's cheating? What?
Well, this is like a month into the first class.
Okay.
I did also make that kid cry with a syllabus test. It was like a placement test, but he wasn't happy.
If the kid's crying on the syllabus, let him use ChatGPT, bro. This is not working out for him. So in your mind, you actually don't have a problem with the kids as much as you have with the parents.
100%. Oh my goodness. If the parents would just repeat exactly what I said to their kids, it would be so much easier for me.
So it's just, I mean, it's the stereotype of parents that are like 100% on their kid's side, blaming the teacher for their kid doing poorly. That's like, and you deal with that decently regularly?
I'm dealing with that semi-regularly. I don't want to make it seem like that's all the time,
sure,
but it's enough that it's frustrating.
Yeah.
The biggest problem I have with parents is when there's inter-kid conflicts, and obviously every parent's going to be their own kid's biggest advocate, which they should be. You know, if they're a good parent.
I mean, if the parent coming in and siding with the bully. He's actually kind of based.
Oh man,
you're actually being cringe, Timmy. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, my child is kind of weak.
What is the part of the job you like? What is the good part? What is the part that makes you feel like you made the right choice?
In the classroom with the kids is just the best. Like being able to go through a lesson, work with a kid, see them understand, watch them teach somebody else. Like it's fantastic. And the students, you know, at middle school level are super weird. They have a ton of personality and they say the most out of pocket stuff. And they're funny. They're hilarious.
Have they ever gotten bullied by your students?
Oh, all the time. You just got to fire back. I know it's a thing in your chat. I've got a hairline that might be somewhat similar to a certain streamer.
Wait, is streamer the same as middle school teacher? Are you just getting bullied for your hairline and they're making dumb jokes and you have to try and teach them stuff? Fuck.
Oh, absolutely. And so you just have to find their insecurities and lightly rib them back, and it's really easy because they're middle school.
The other big complaint of teachers is that like they're underpaid for the amount of work they do. Thoughts?
Yeah. I don't get a lot of money for sure. I will say that I do have, but my payment, I mean, I'm not afraid to say the number. I'm making $42,000 a year, which isn't bad. It gets me by, but you know, I have a roommate and I'm not putting away that much money each month.
Yeah.
Why a lot of teachers are moving into administrative roles, because that's really where your pay bump gets in, and then
which is kind of a backwards system, because the real work that's being done is from the the teacher is the most important part of the system, because that is what the goal is, to make the student learn something.
I saw a chat message asking my background. My degree is in science, not teaching, and they're hurting so bad that they'll just pull you from anywhere.
I see. You know, if we can't get any science teachers and the kids that are in there are using ChatGPT and you're ready to quit and you seem like a good teacher, that's a bad sign. Hey, have you thought of cooking meth? I had a crazy idea, but if you are a science teacher who's unhappy with your job, some sort of meth-based profession, has it ever crossed? Actually, better question, do you get that joke all the time?
I get that joke every single day. All of my kids are obsessed with Breaking Bad. One of my kids dressed up as Walter White when we had a Halloween thing and like wanted to take a picture with me.
All right. Thank you very much, Raven, for your time. I appreciate you, and good luck with whatever you decide to do. All right. That is the end of today's segment. Bring Streamer to Work Day. We had 5 interesting interviews. I'm sorry to everyone we couldn't get to. There was hundreds of people in there. Really fun segment. Super fun for me, just particularly. I like talking to people, and everyone's nice.